go to formatting, mechanics, and style. This is where the screenwriter gives us the instructions of how to read their individual screenplay. And not only that, this is where we get to see the unique elements of everyone's different screenplays. And there are some unique elements in this one. We'll start with these gigantic blocks of text. And we've been saying that a lot lately with all the screenplays we've been breaking down, but this one takes the cake. Look at page 70 here. And wow, that's really, it's two gigantic paragraphs, but there's nothing to break up those paragraphs. So really it's one gigantic block of text, 40 lines long, by far the longest we've seen in all the screenplays we've broken down here on the Screenplay Lab. I think we're up to 11 or 12 screenplays at this point. And this is the winner, largest block of text ever. This is describing when Romey shows up at the warehouse dance club. And it describes everything that happens beat by beat. Previously, she was breaking these up into beats, more precise action lines. But here she just lets it go. She just puts it all out there and you have to read it. But there's some interesting stuff in here. Most of it does end up in the film. There are 7 blocks of text or paragraphs that have 12 or 13 lines or more. Page 41 has 2 of them on display. So this is what really jumps out at you when you open up the screenplay. At the same time, she actually has a lot of white space, believe it or not. Though that might just be recency bias because the last screenplay we broke down was Waves. And boy, that thing had a lot of words. In fact, to compare the two, this one's 90 pages and it's 18,000 words. Waves was 101 pages, so about the same, a little bit bigger, 29,000 words. You can see what I'm talking about, like here on page 77. Reads vertically, a lot of space, flows very quickly. But what makes most of the pages seem white, even when they have those gigantic blocks of text, is that she has some wide margins. She opts for an 1.5-inch margin on the far side of the page, which standard is usually an inch, so that compresses things a little bit, but at the same time gives you a little more visual white on the page. That's probably why she did that. She does the double line space before each scene heading, which gives you a little more white on the page. But I think we get extra white on the page because of this. She often has pretty thick chunks of dialogue, and rather than stopping it at the end of the page, putting a continues, and then, breaking that up, she just takes it to the next page. So you have pages with a lot of white space where that dialogue box or dialogue chunk just gets moved down to the next page. You can see an example of that here, 5-6. Another element we see from Halina Reijn